Spoiler warning, if you haven't played Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm gonna spoil some stuff. So you better be prepared to face the consequences. Kingdom Hearts 2 fans, let's go! So, I have to talk about this. I have always wanted to be a professional voice actor, and that was likely started with my regular exposure to Disney's animated films. I bring this up because, especially in this video, the voice talent is a nostalgic dream come true. We enter the land of dragons, and at the worst possible time. Or best possible time, depending on how you look at it. Shan Yu's army is planning to attack the Imperial City and seize control of China from the Emperor. Fa Mulan is going to disguise herself as a man to serve in the Imperial Army and uphold her family's honor. Before we get too far, I want to mention how good of a job Ming-Na Wen does reprising her role as Mulan, and the fantastic voice doubling work Mark Mosley does as Mushu. I'm certain I was not the only kid who thought this was Eddie Murphy growing up. Our boys show up just as Mushu is giving Mulan the pep talk of her life. And after some catching up, we agree to help Mulan blend into the army so that we can help her achieve her goal. Which creates a massive problem. You see, Mulan's secret identity, Ping, is hot street trash of a companion and is stuck in our party until further notice. I could fill an hour with reasons why I hate this character. The manly walk is still good. No notes. Gold star. And before I forget, the music here kicks ass. Yet another gold star. Sora, Donald, and Goofy prove worthy of joining the Chinese army. But Shang doesn't want Dogwater Ping anywhere near his troop. Totally valid take. So we have to go on a little side quest first to show the captain that we mean business. All the missions are functionally the same, so this serves as little more than a time waster. Even as a kid, I saw right through this. This training arc doesn't even come close to the make a man out of you training montage from the movie, but for the purposes of the game, it's fine. Mulan earns the respect of her peers, even if Shang isn't totally invested yet. We clear the path up to the mountain village before making the incredibly stupid decision to track down Shan Yu by ourselves. I get that Mushu is only thinking in his best interests, but why would any of us agree to just go along with this plan? Everyone was kind of like, yeah, that sounds good to me. Even Goofy, who thus far has proven to be the voice of reason for the party up to this point, just kind of shrugs and goes, whatever, I'm game. This fight, dude, these Heartless, I hate this fight. Might as well be a solo Sora fight. We've already pointed out how Mulan's alter ego is the combat equivalent to Cheese Mold, and these Heartless, the Centaur Heartless special of this world. I don't even know what they're called. I don't care. I hate them. They suck to fight. Oh, ZGP, if you took your time fighting them instead of charging in like a dumbass, you wouldn't get caught in the Spinny Fanblade's Dysomatic Deluxe attack for the 43rd goddamn time. Yes, I know that, but both the ADHD impulsive 11-year-old and 30-year-old me's just want bonk. Nice fighting? Sora, were you in the same fight as me just now? Nice going, Mushu. We save immediately, because I'm not doing that fight again. And then we head up to the mountain summit where Shan Yu is actually hanging out. Okay, this is probably the worst case of the movie did it so much better in this game. The fight on the mountain summit. The sense of urgency and scale just isn't there. The music here doesn't even come close to Jerry Goldsmith's original score. Shan Yu isn't supported by his Hun army, it's just a bunch of weak pushover Heartless. And he doesn't even have his horse! This is pretty hard to take seriously when he's charging us on foot. We Occam's raise to the boss fight, and the story proceeds as normal. Thanks again, Mushu! This is actually a blessing in disguise, because now we get Mulan in our party, who is loads better than Ping. Look! For she can actually do stuff. Of course, Shan Yu survives. And I'm all for it. It gives us a chance to see how good of a party member Mulan really is. I love the little look of concern that Shang gives through the door right before the fight starts. It's the little things. The boss fight is honestly just easier if you ignore the Heartless trying to break down the door. The fight is over just as soon as it starts, and we see Mulan hailed and praised by the Emperor, once again voiced by Pat Morita, in what would be one of his last roles before passing. Rest in peace. I'm only just noticing Sora's height. He's really short compared to Mulan, who, as a Chinese woman, shouldn't be that large of a person. And it's really weirding me out. Sora's a 15-year-old boy, so I get he's not done growing yet, but he shouldn't be this small. I'm sure this is also a matter of perspective, considering you're teaming up with Disney legends, actual larger-than-life heroes, so I'm sure that's part of it. Also, the whole world order stuff, Sora, Donald, and Goofy aren't from this world, so why would they actually need to follow the standard rules for how this world works, and I've already dedicated way too much time on this. Our first Disney World down, and we're congratulated with only the most pissed Keyblade in the game. This Keyblade exists only to swap the Kingdom Key and the Star Seeker. That's it. Now we move on to Beast's Castle, and this is a world that works very well in this game. And I think the reason for this is because the world doesn't follow a movie plot. At least not at first. What happens here could very well have happened in the downtime of the movie and just got cut. This is a very believable instance for this world and these characters. Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite animated Disney films of all time, and seeing most of the film's cast reprise their roles almost brings a tear to my eye. Robbie Benson and Paige O'Hara, as well as David Ogden Stiers and Angela Lansbury, all returning for what turns out to be very minimal screen time, makes my heart very happy. If Jerry Orbach hadn't tragically passed in 2004, I'm sure he would have been here as well. But thankfully, Jeff Bennett does a fantastic job as Lumiere in his place. Alright, sidetracked, back to the game. We show up and the vibes seem off? Beast doesn't seem to remember who we are, or even care that we exist, really. Belle tells us that he's locked his servants away in the Undercroft, and we volunteer to go rescue him. After reliving my worst nightmare, we come to the Undercroft and fight a Heartless blocking a door. Why does my man Cogsworth get harassed by everyone who meets him? If it's not Maurice, it's Donald, and I'm sure somebody else will in the future. We get filled in on the castle's backstory and set off to knock some sense into the Beast. If Heartless are here, there's a good chance they're behind this. Lumiere leads us through a secret underground passage that spits us out back in the West Wing in a section we couldn't reach before. Cogsworth once again, meanwhile, getting the short end of the stick. Oh shit, the organization's here. This is worse than I thought. We make short work of the Beast before bringing him back to his senses. Wait, Sora couldn't tell Zaldin was a member of the organization?
She'd never tell anyone of my cruelty. She's too good.
You see, I'm afraid he judges himself far too harshly.
Dude, same. We trek back to Belle's room and find out that she's gone, chasing after a man in black. Beast lashes out in a fit of anger and scares the absolute piss out of Donald and Goofy. We race to the ballroom to find Belle being chased by a Heartless. The Dark Thorn is a simple enough fight that comes in 2 phases, which brings us face to face with Zaldin. Only then does Sora put it together. With tensions settled and apologies had, we seal the keyhole and our time here is up. We should really be moving on to the next world. Hey, we learned Cure. Now all my curative items are completely worthless. Admit it, you did this too when you were a kid. Before we leave Beast's Castle, I know I haven't been talking much about the finer mechanics of the game, so I'll give you a freebie. While I don't know if this is the spot decided on by the committee as the best place to do it, Beast's Castle is my favorite place to grind your drive forms. The world itself isn't that big, there are Heartless everywhere, and there's a save point every couple of rooms. Literally, I just pop into a drive form at any one of the save points and can reliably make it to another one before my limit gauge runs out, and then just do the save point exit to world map strategy to get my drive gauge reset. Bing bom boom, easy drive levels. We get pulled to Hollow Bastion against our will. This better be important. It is! Merlin found Pooh's storybook! We couldn't wait to see our favorite stuffed bear, so we jumped in a little early. We drop in to say hi before getting rudely interrupted. And I have a story for this. I remember playing this game for the first time, and when Pooh Bear hops off that log and freezes, I thought the game had crashed. When your expectations get subverted so hard and fast like that, time might as well stand still. I know this clip of Pooh freezing in place only lasts like 2 seconds tops, but it felt like an eternity the first time it happened to me. Looks like we have to deal with some Heartless before we can actually do anything with our Pooh Bear. Really should have waited, I guess. How dare you take time away from me and my Pooh Bear? I swear to God, I will eradicate every last one of you if it's the last thing I do. We make our way back only to find out that Pooh forgot who we are. This is a deep pain. With Merlin's help, we're going to keep all of this a secret from the rest of Hollow Bastion until we can find the torn pages. Cool? Cool. Nobody tell Leon. We touch down in Olympus Coliseum and park a little farther than we normally do, putting us in the underworld. Strange. We never got to see this place in the first game. This is a neat take. Doesn't take too long before we have to jump into hero mode by saving Meg, voiced once again by Susan Egan. She says that she's down here to see Hades about letting up on Hercules since he's been gassing himself out in the Coliseum for way too long now, so we offer to go in her place. Watching Demyx wuss his way through the underworld passageway is always good for a laugh. Orin? I love that Hades doesn't even get 2 words in before Orin just bounces. Like, nah, this is my story. Just give Matt Mackenzie room to be a badass. We jump in to help, but don't get far before having to retreat. Apparently, the underworld has this curse that keeps heroes from being able to fight at their maximum potential. I wish somebody had told me that.
Huh? Oh. Leaving so soon?
Still a funny gag. Gold star. The Final Fantasy X callbacks are strong with this one. I didn't play Final Fantasy X before playing Kingdom Hearts 2, and when I finally got around to it, it made what I see in this game even more enjoyable. You'd figure something like that would be more noticeable. Orin has fought stuff much scarier than this. We could just let him handle this himself. But Sora's not going to waste an opportunity to fight alongside someone so cool, and I don't blame him. I love watching the villains actively plot against our team, and not just the heroes of their worlds. This is actually a very smart play on Hades' behalf. Getting Sora to unknowingly unlock the Underdrome was very intelligent, and definitely won't be back to bite us in the ass later, I'm sure. And there he is, Tate Donovan, finally voicing our favorite hero to Zero. Kingdom Hearts 1 gave us Sean Astin and thought we wouldn't notice. Not that I hate the guy, I actually love a lot of Sean Astin's work, but he's not Hercules. Speaking of proper voices, Robert Costanzo is a perfect voice double for Danny DeVito in the role of Phil. I know for a fact I was not the only kid fooled by his stellar performance. Bet you learned something here today, huh? And if you did, then, well, like, comment, subscribe! Hercules is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Hell, one of my favorite movies of all time. And a lot of that comes down to my personal upbringing and psyche, all of which I already discussed in this video, go check it out. But on a more superficial note, damn if these aren't my legs. Something many people might not know about me is that from the age of walking to about 15, I was a regular enjoyer of the backyard trampoline. I wasn't ever a gymnast level athlete or anything like that, but hours a day, almost every day, on a trampoline for over 10 years makes your legs look exactly like this. Even after I started gaining a lot of weight, my legs never got fat. If you put a picture of Hercules and myself from the waist down, side by side, it would be the same goddamn picture. This fucking memory piece. I haven't spoken about these yet because they're special to the final mix version and didn't have any impact on my childhood playthroughs of this game, but this particular one, I actively chose to pause and put this note in here because I always fall for this. Gimmick fight or no, Demyx gets more fun as I get older. He used to just be super annoying, and I couldn't wait to be past him and fighting the real enemies, but as I get older, I look forward to seeing him every time I play. He's fun to pick on. The fight is super easy, and the Olympus Stone is ours. We free Meg, and also unknowingly the Underdrome along with her, and have to hold off Pete until the true hero arrives. Assuming Herc can handle Pete with no problems, Sora, Donald, and Goofy are prepared to fight their way out of the underworld to get Meg to safety, before she confides in us that Herc actually needs our help, that his body's at its limit and he's bound to lose before long, and boy does he look it. This look. That is 11-year-old me every time we get to this point. This is exactly what fighting alongside your heroes looks like. After feeding Pete his own front teeth, the group makes an escape from the underworld where we run into a problem. The Hydra Herc fought earlier in the Coliseum wasn't actually dead and destroyed the entire stadium in the overworld. Officially burnt out, Hercules is forced to sit this one out as we team up with Phil, Pegasus, and Meg to take down the Hydra. Remember this earworm from your childhood? Introducing Phil Sings, a compilation of greatest hits from everyone's beloved satyr. Songs like
Get up on the Hydra's back!
Also including
Get up on the Hydra's back!
And who could forget the one hit that started it all?
Get up on the Hydra's back!
Phil Sings, the greatest hits collection. Order now. How many people even still have CDs in their car? Mine doesn't even have a disc player anymore. I miss using obsolete media. This is a fun spectacle fight. You can just mash triangle through the QuickTime events doing most of the damage, but that doesn't make it any less fun for me. I will say, I don't care for this model of Hercules. He doesn't look tired, he looks sick. I know firsthand how tired and run down overworking and burning yourself out can make you, but he looks genuinely unwell. At least there won't be any games for a while, which will give Herc some much needed R&R. Oh, Disney Castle! All of Kingdom Hearts 1, we could always see Disney Castle right in plain sight, but could never go. Finally, we get to see and explore the wonders kept inside the home of King Mickey. And not a moment too soon, it appears. It looks like Pete and Maleficent are already stirring up some serious trouble. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I'm sorry this one took so long to put together. 2025 so far has been making it very hard to concentrate on anything. But there is still more to come. I said I was doing this, and I mean it, goddammit. I hope everyone is excited for the next part, because it's going to be a case of something old and something new. And as always, if there's something you guys are excited to see in this project coming in the future, tell me about it in the comments down below. There's still a lot of worlds we haven't gotten to yet, so I'm really hoping everybody's getting excited and remembering all sorts of things from their favorite worlds from maybe the first or second times they ever played this game. You know, the lasting memories. Because that's what this project's about at the end of the day. So with that, I'll see you guys next time.